Ooh, we are live again, guys. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is Himani Jain, guys. I am the sales queen, and I'm here for episode two, day two of my going live on a daily basis, and I'm here with yet another amazing episode of sharing with you how to remove the salesy part in those calls, guys. It's such a beautiful question I got asked. I keep getting asked this question actually quite a lot, and I quite love this question because I think it throws light on what is going on in our coaching industry and the way we serve our clients, the way we show up for our clients or not. The problem is we get so caught up in this whole mindset of the sales calls and oh my gosh, the whole paranoia around it, the nervousness around it, the whole fear around it, the whole the whole. I think it's been drilled into us so deeply. It's in our DNA suddenly, just like last couple of years. I mean, we didn't grow up to be like this, right? But somehow, for some strange reason, it's one of the biggest floating myths around in the coaching industry, and I'm here to break it down for you, move it, may help you move away from it so that you're able to completely delete, completely eliminate, completely remove the salesy, icky, whatever, all those. I don't like to use negative verbiage in my dictionary too much. I'm not going to use them, but you get the point, right? So the whole idea is to help you move away from that so that once that's gone, you're doing the real stuff. You're showing up for your people the way you should. You have this beautiful gift that you were born with or you acquired over, not always born with, but you acquired because something happened in your life. Most of us have a beautiful story, traumatic story. Um, we come out of it, we learn from it, we go through the grind because of that story, and then we become what we are today. We become this version of ourselves. I don't even call it version 2.0, I call it version 5.0 for some reason. It's like I mean, as coaches, I believe we go through a whole lot of um, rolling and grinding and clearing and personality shift and mindset shift, whether we do it actively, whether we don't do it actively. But in order to emerge as a winner on the other side, when I say winner, I don't exactly always mean in terms of monetary success, but as a person. I mean, the fact that I'm able to speak to you today on camera and share my views and sound hopefully pretty confident, the fact that I'm able to speak in so many summits, so many conferences, so many podcasts with all the big names, that is, I mean, just a few years ago, just possibly 4 or 5 years ago, there was no way under the sun, absolutely no way under the sun that I could have even imagined um, speaking in front of a camera. Okay. So, in fact, last week, one of my very dear friends, she's a medium, I have a huge respect for her. And she was saying that I see you going on stage and talk, and I'm like, you know what, just spare me. I do not think I can expand myself so much and get past that kind of and that level of fear, right? So all of us have those fears no matter where we reach. But coming back to the sales part and the salesy part, it's a very simple thing actually if you really sit down and analyze it and understand it. Okay. So for me, I have always said this, I've always taught this in every single workshop of mine. I'm sorry, there's an electricity failure. So even if I've turned a little darker, don't worry. We'll keep going. I'm assuming that the stream has not ended. That's God's way of saying, or the universe's way of saying, keep going, never stop, no matter what comes your way. So we're going to do that. And yeah, so I always say that sales or the art of selling is a very number one, learnable skill set. Number two, it has a whole framework to it. It's a very step by step, very strategic process. It's very you know what's going to happen next, you know what's going to happen right after that, you know what's your step 3, you know what's your step 4. And the minute you have laid it out really well, that's your sales, guys. That's really what it is. I mean, I teach that all the time. In all my workshops, master classes, my coaching programs, this is exactly what we do. We build out systems so that the systems start nurturing your people, right? So that's number one. Number two is, if you find yourself, I'll give you a very good parameter, a very good filter to find out where you are at in your client getting process in your business. Okay. It'll give you a very good instant insight into if there's something that you need to tweak instantly. Okay. And feel free to reach out to me. I'm always there for my people. I'm a DM gal. I'm always there. We're always exchanging notes. We're always exchanging a lot of value information. I'm pretty close to most of my people, and I like to stay on top of them. I know quite a lot about what's going on in their world, in their businesses sometimes. So we try to keep a very good, close community interaction and rapport going that way. I'm sorry. So if you feel that in your coaching business, okay, it's very, very important. Make note of this. Just close your eyes for a second for me and just kind of go inwards and see, like broadly, like holistically, when you look into your business, does the idea of getting on a call with your people whom you're going to work with for an X amount of time, hopefully for longer, hopefully they may become your repeat clients, they may be your ideal clients, right? The idea of getting on a, just the idea, just like, okay, someone happens to book a call with you, and you know that call is coming up in the next 1 hour. How does that make you feel? The call is going to happen in the next 1 hour. How does that make you feel? Are you jumping with excitement? Are you like looking forward to it? Are you like going completely nervous? Are you like, your hands are like sweating, your heart is palpitating, you're like, holy shit? And all the experiences from the last time, they become absolutely crystal clear in your brain, and you're like, holy moly. I have been rejected once, I've been rejected twice over. You know, that whole experience, that person, the last time that person came into my Zoom room, they took like an hour tops, and I knew right in the beginning that they were not a good fit, but I didn't know how to cut that call short. And then I kept going and I kept giving more value, just hoping that just in case I could turn them around, because I was putting out my time. But I tried to tell them about the value of my program, about the benefits and how it could help them, and so on and so forth. But obviously, as I had, that little gut feeling that I had right in the beginning, exactly in sync with that, the call did not convert, and I've never heard back from that person ever since. Even though I spent so much time, I gave so much value. But, and so all those experiences and different ones where people rejected you, people said something, people did not convert. So out of 10 calls, maybe one or two convert. The rest 8 of them, on an average, you're like, I just don't like the feeling of it. And you see yourself, and your next filter to check is, the next filter for you to check is, are you going and commenting, all these posts on Facebook, right? So a lot of people advertise, and a lot of that, there are a lot of marketing posts by these big names and all kinds of people out there, where they advertise about helping you get clients or help you, put out your content and stuff like that. And while bypassing doing sales calls, do you say yes to all of them? Are you always consciously or subconsciously trying to bypass that? If the answer to either of them is a yes, I've got some great piece of news for you. There are just two things I want to tell you today in this short video that I have for you. Number one is sales calls. I mean, just keep your thing aside for like 1 second for me. Just keep your whole fear, your doubt, just keep it aside. Just pass it on to me. Just put all that burden over to me. I'll hold on to that burden on my back for you. I'm just freeing you off that burden right now in this moment. Okay, for just a little bit. And just listen to me with a very open mind. When you make a touch point with your prospective client on a video call, on a one-on-one call, like you are listening to me right now on a call, the probability of closing that client are the highest. They are the fastest. Number two, you get to know more about them. Even if they want to sign up, there are times and I don't want to work with them for XYZ reasons. I mean, I am promising them a result. I want to I want to know who they are. It's almost like, as I always say, for me, sales calls are nothing more than a KYC call, like know your customer calls. Okay. I want to put a face to the conversation if I've not met with them as yet, which I generally have before in my case, because I follow a particular process in my business. But just for you, I'm assuming you haven't, because you love those calls so much. You may not have done them at all up until this point where they're about to become your paid client, right? So now the point is, if you could do that, if you could just do that, you would start signing up 2 times, 3 times, at least more clients while doing the exact same amount of work, while working with the exact same amount of audience. Okay, that's piece one. Now, how the hell do we remove the salesy part out of it? And how do we? So, the point is, if you said yes to the first pointer that I put out your way, which was like, do you fret at the idea of getting on a sales call, my friend? Then the problem is there is something that you're not doing in your business, and it's super easy to solve. Okay, the sales, this is very important. Make note of this. This is going to shift your business completely. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. This is like years and years of experience sharing this with you today. The sales do not come from what you do inside that call. The clients do not sign up with you basis that call, that strategy call, whatever you want to call it, discovery call, all of that. The sales, the clients do not sign up with you. They do not choose to sign up with you basis what you do inside that call on that particular day. That doesn't work like that. That's a fluke. And your business cannot run on fluke, my friend. Okay. The sale comes in from the pre-selling work. There's something called the pre-selling work that you do intentionally, strategically, way before the sales call happens. So that your gauge is, your parameter is whether that work, that pre-sales work was successful or not. The gauge is that when finally, after you've done that work, and I'm going to throw a little bit of light on what that pre-sales work looks like, or pre-selling work looks like, is that when they finally jump in on a call with you, okay, after the pre-selling work, when they jump in on a call with you, that call is nothing more than a formality. That call, for me, it's happened on so many occasions when those people came to me and they said that, um, where can we sign up with you? How can we work together with you? I love your work. Can you help me get these results? This is where I am. They may have just one or two logical questions basis where they're at, and they just want to double confirm with me that, will this also work for me? This is my situation, and do you think your process, which I absolutely love and I really want to get on board with you, I can't wait to get started, but I just want to make sure that this is where I am, and I want to make sure that you can help me with where I am at in my business as well. Yeah, and that's it. Pretty much that's it. I don't think I've answered more questions than that. I mean, I've never had objections coming my way inside those calls because of the pre-selling work that we do. Now, the pre-selling work is something very interesting. There are multiple things that we do. It's not one thing, like hundreds of things that we do, depending upon what kind of an event are we running, how many touch points do we want to create, how warm do we want them to become. We use multiple media. I stay pretty much on Facebook. I don't like to spread myself too thin. I have gotten a grasp over Facebook. We use a ton of technology. We use a lot of automation to buy back our time. And then we take that whole bucket of time that we have saved, put it in our pocket, pull out a tiny little bit of it, and use that to build personal connect, to humanize the connection with our qualified people. That makes sense? Because the minute you start doing that, and you do that on multiple occasions, signing up clients becomes absolutely incidental. I just signed up a client 10 days ago. So this is for my entry level sales coaching program. And this person, Tanya, I don't think I've known her for a very long time. She signed up. I did this lead generation workshop back in March, end of March, pretty much last week of March. And this was like, it was a challenge to show you how to get 700 AI powered leads in one sitting, in one shot. And well, if you want to make use of that training, it's still available. It's there in my Facebook link somewhere in my bio description. Feel free to grab it from there and make use of it. And if you still can't find it, make sure that you drop a comment underneath this video, and we'll be happy to share that with you as well. And feel free to send me a friend request, start a conversation with me, and let me know where you're at. And I'm sure I'll be able to help you with one or two very important inputs to help you make quantum jumps in your business right away and get some quick wins. So yeah, so we were doing that, and she showed up, and there was a tiny little price VIP option where I said that for the next 5 days we'll go live, we'll work together, we'll work on different aspects, different strategies, different messaging, different tools, all of that. Everything that goes alongside to get not just 700 plus leads, audience, new people inside your world, but how to find warm people every single time, and then what to say to them so that you get to start conversations instantly. Okay, so it was something on those lines. It was very, very deadly. A lot of people signed up. I had so many VIPs coming in. The conversions were massive. And because I had built so many touch points, I didn't make any money on that. But I did not even talk about my coaching program in that workshop. And because it was all a part of the strategy. Okay, I was trying to bring in qualified people. I was trying to get people to raise their hands up. I was trying to get them to spend time with me. I was giving them an opportunity to get to know me, and I was giving myself an opportunity to work together with them and see if I could help them, right? That was the best way to do it. So we worked together in VIP workshops. You can also get access to those, by the way. Just let me know if you want access to those phenomenal trainings. Your lead generation problem will go away for good, completely. I promise you that. That's not even a thing anymore. So, yeah. And then I did my next workshop a month later, which was called Automated Sales Workshop. And the first person who signed up was her. And we never met in a call before that. In fact, she had scheduled a call with me for the next morning after the workshop because she was traveling. I, in fact, reached out to her and I was like, can you book a call for before the workshop? She says, no, I'm traveling. I won't be. So I said, okay. And I said, okay. So, and she was not there for the live because she was traveling, and she showed back up the next morning. And before our call, it was sometime in the afternoon, she showed up in the morning. She spent 3.5, 4 hours watching the workshop. It was a long one. And before, she couldn't even wait. This is the part I want to tell you about. She couldn't even wait to show up for our call and then sign up. She had already signed up before we actually met up in the call. And the call, we had a beautiful call. She was already a client, and I knew nothing about her. We were meeting for the very first time because the touch points that were built, she had watched at least 3 or 4 different pieces of content with me. She had shown up, I think, once for one of the VIP calls, and that was it. But I didn't get a chance to really get to know her back then. And I'm working with her inside the program, setting up all her sales workflows, her structure, adding a structure to her business, her sales closing, adding a structure to her sales closing process and helping her that way, right? So the salesy part gets removed when you add the pre-selling piece, and the pre-selling piece has a lot of components. One of the components that we are coming up with next is we're doing a AI-powered group reboot workshop, which is one of the most sought-after workshops. There's just few spots left in it. It's coming up on June 16th. In fact, we are giving away the entire stack of the lead generation trainings in it on the house. So if you want to get in both the goodness, that make sure that you're done with the lead generation part, and also learn once you get those people in, and then how to nurture them, how to build up a funnel to warm them up literally within 7 days and turn them into paid clients or get them ready to buy within 7 days. That's the workshop you just don't want to miss. So that's another very, very important part of pre-selling, and we are building it together. There's something called a Facebook group funnel, not the way you know it. No one teaches you that. It's a completely brand new system which is powered by a very specific AI tool, which is not available anywhere in the world of internet on the planet as of right now. That's a promise to you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep it very, very small, very, very intimate. We're going to work together. It'll be implementation style, and we'll have Q&A, we'll have breakthrough rooms, we'll work together, we create a whole funnel so that you can then automate it, and then you can funnel in people, the new people whom you're finding, through your first workshop, which is the lead generation workshop. That's why we are gifting it to you on the house for signing up for this workshop. I mean, you can even get it otherwise. And and then we help you build multiple touch points through one single funnel, which is a free funnel inside of your Facebook group if you're using that to nurture people. Of course, there's a tiny little tool, very tool that we use. So, it even replaces your VAs and stuff if you wanted to. And and you just set it up once, and you just fire. It works every single time. That's how powerful it is. And that gets you your high ticket clients. Yeah. So I'm going to walk you through the whole process, invite you to join me for the AI group reboot. I'm sorry for we try to make it sound rhyming, and now it's difficult for me to pronounce it without kind of stuttering. So AI group reboot workshop. Dead crickets, sort of a ghost town of a group, and then convert it into super highly engaged people without even having to post again, and then getting it ready, churning out ready to buy clients, ready to buy clients in less than 7 days. Okay. So that's the workshop for you. I want you to sign up for it, and I'm going to see you on the other side. And also definitely let me know. I'm making these daily videos for you guys on anything sales, any questions that you have. How should I do this? How should I not do this? Is this okay to do it inside the sale? When should I do my calls? Any questions that come to your mind, definitely drop them in the comments box below. I will pick them up one by one, and I'll start talking about them. I want to make sure that the content helps you in every possible way. Until tomorrow, see you, and take very good care of yourselves. Love you.